Hello everyone, welcome to the day one session. Here we are going to see about or starting with the Python basics. The talk outline is like writing a first simple Python script. If any of a error comes, how to debug it, learning how to declare a variable and assign a value to it, and writing commands. And you are going to see about how to have a dictionary, what is list, what is tuples. So all these things you are going to see in this respective video. So these are all the main steps or outline for this talk. So first let me start with a function or a inbuilt function. So before starting this inbuilt function, let me just clear one of a basic thing. If you are using any of a inbuilt function, you are going to make use of small brackets. You are not going to make use of big brackets or flower brackets. So if it is inbuilt function or variable which have been already available in a memory, to access that variable or to use any of a inbuilt function, the only brackets we need to use is small brackets. So coming to an print function. So in this, it is a inbuilt function. So in Python 3, so what is this Python 3 means? The version what you have been installed. So now we have been installed 3.7, so it is going to call it as a Python 3. If you are installing Python 2.7, 2.1 or something like this, then it is going to call it as an Python 2. So in Python 3, the usage of a brackets for a print function has been made mandatory. But whereas in Python 2, the usage of a print function was optional. So optional actually means that if you are not going to use a brackets, there will be no sorts of error will be generated from an compiler. So that compiler have been designed in a such a way that for print function there is no use of a brackets. So let me just check a syntax for this. So going to a PyCharm. So actually yesterday we have been just done the simple program. So let me just give a difference between Python 2 and Python 3. So here you are going to provide a sentences inside a quotes. You can use single quotes or double quotes. Both is acceptable. As it is Python 3.7, that is Python 3, the usage of a brackets is essential. So if you are going to write without a brackets and you are going to try to execute this, it will pose an error. So yeah, it is just saying that missing parenthesis in the call. So as I told you earlier, as per the syntax, you need to make use of a brackets. So if you are going to make use of a brackets, that error will be just rectified. So now you are going to print the hello word 2 times. So this is a syntax for print function to print any of a user defined values. So what are all the things you are giving inside the quotes? So these are user defined values. So this is all about a syntax for an print. So the next one is, so why we have been considering this output and input at a very first stage of learning is like, you need to understand how to take an input from an user, how to pose an output to the user. So in Python, we need to take an input from a keyboard. So we are having we are having Python 2 and Python 3. In Python 2 we are having two options here. So the first one is raw input. So this is the name of a function, and the second one is input as usual. So what this both are going to do is like it is going to take an input from an keyboard and it is going to be stored in an left side of a variable. Whatever the input you are giving, that will be stored in the left side of a variable. If you are printing that left side of a variable, you are going to get the output. Let me discuss about the input here. So input is going to take, if you are going to give the input inside a quotes, so those inputs are being considered as a string in Python 2. If and only if you are going to include a characteristics inside a string or a quotes, so those values are going to be considered as a string. If you are not going to give a quotes, then these are going to be considered as an numbers. So this is a version of a input function which have been just provided in an Python 2. So in Python 3, the same input have been came into an existence. So there is no raw input. It has been just deleted in an Python 3. So the one difference between a input function in Python 2 and a Python 3 is like whatever you are giving by using this input command, it is going to be considered it as a string itself. You can give numbers, you can give anything. It is going to be considered as a string irrespective of usage of a quotes. If you use the quotes also, it is going to be considered as a string. If you are not using the quotes also, it is going to be considered as a string. So the mandatory thing is whatever you are going to give an input by using this command called input from a keyboard, it is going to be considered as a string in an Python 3. So let me just take another program as an example. The first program was Hello World. So now this will be another practicing example for you. So in Python 2, the left hand side in Python 2, I am just showing as a syntax for this. So this is a syntax what in Python 2 is going to be just doing with. So I am giving asterisk symbol. So asterisk represents that whatever the things you are writing after the asterisk, it is going to be considered as an commands. It is going to be considered as an commands. So as we are working in Python 3, so this is a syntax here. So input, enter the value for x. So this is a syntax. So after user is going to be entering a value, it is going to be stored in an left hand side. So as I told you earlier, left hand side is a position for holding the value given by user, and it is variable. Left hand side is always a variable, it is not a constant. Whatever you are giving from a keyboard, it is going to be stored over there. So one thing is like the execution is going to be stopped till you are going to give an input from a keyboard. So the next instruction is not going to be executed till you are giving an input for the value of x. So after giving a value, to see the results, so you can just simply pass a variables, or you can say the user saying that the value entered by user is you can pass this variable x. So this is the same variable what you have been used. So you are going to take an input here. I am going to run this. So it is asking me to enter a value for x. So it is saying that the value entered by the user is equal to 12. So this is the same procedure which have been used in the C also. So you have been used two double quotes. Whenever the double quotes is coming into a picture, inside it whatever you are entering, it is an user defined one. So you are passing what result you need to be written after this typing this or after displaying this string. So the value entered by the user. So this is the syntax for having an printing of statements after taking an input from an keyboard. So let me execute again. So as I told you earlier, till the entering the value, the execution is going to be stopped. So after entering and pressing an enter button, the execution will proceed. So this is what the thing is going to be happen. So you can just check it once. You can see. So before entering the value for x, the hello won't display. So that is after entering the value for the x, the hello is going to be displayed. So you can just see here. So till we enter any of a value to the x, the hello is going to be not going to be displayed. So after entering, it goes for the next line and it is going for another line, that is 8th line, it is going to display. So this is a syntax for taking an input from an keyboard. Next talk is like assigning an value to variable. Before assigning, you are going to declare it. So how to declare a variable and assign a value to the variable is our task. So there are having some of the rules for assigning a values to the variables. The first and foremost rule is like, so as per in C, if you need to use any of a variable, you need to declare at earlier fashion and you need to reserve some memory. Here no declaration is needed and there is no memory allocation in prior is needed. So this is our first and foremost thing. So declaration is going to happen automatically if you are going to see the symbol, or a compiler is going to see the symbol called equals to. So at the left hand side you will be having the name of a variable. Okay, if you are getting confused, let me just explain here. So we'll be having left hand side and a right hand side. So here variable declaration is going to happen automatically whenever you are going to see the equals to symbol. At the left hand side it has been reserved for variable name. So right hand side it has been reserved to give some of values. So as per in C, you need to declare this x as int first. So in Python there is no need to have a prior declaration. Wherever the equals to come into a picture, the variable is going to be declared and the values will be assigned to it. So this is some of the rules which are being just provided in Python. Okay, let me just assign some of the variables. Let me take the variable name as C So the left hand side is a variable name and the right hand side is my value. In order to assign this, we need to have a equals to symbol. Wherever the compiler sees the equals to, then it understands that it is an variable declaration. So this is an integer assignment. You can just go for a floating point also. There is no need to defer it, like writing a float x in C, something like this. In Python, there is no restriction. X is equal to 100.12. It is a floating point number. You can directly assign it. So you can directly write strings as well. So while writing strings, you can use double quotes or single quotes. Anything is feasible. So you can print all these values. So print C, print X, print N. So you can just have an execution. First we are going to enter a value of X. Later hello is going to be displayed. The value of X which have been entered is being shown here, that is 23. Later I have been declared a variable, that is C is equal to 50. Here declaration is going to happen. It is not printing any values. So the X value is 100.12 and the N's value is like it is the string, that is John. So it is going to be printed one after the other as you are going to print C, X and Z. Here you can just give the strings input to the user as well. The value entered by the user for the value of C is as used here. Like this also you can give. So this is like assigning the variable in a Python. So there is another fantastic usage in a Python. You can declare or assign a single value to the multiple variables. So you are taking A is equal to B is equal to C, which will be equated to only 1. So all these variables are going to take a same memory location, that is 1, and the same memory location is going to access it for all these variables. For all the variables, the only single variable is going to be assigned in a single line after pressing enter. So this is called as an multiple assignment. So you are assigning multiple variables in a single line with a single value, only one value. So all this variable is going to access the same memory location. So after this we are going to jump for an strings, how to declare a string or how to just assign a values, how to print it. These are the things we are going to just see with. So strings is having some of our rules again. So string rules is like, first one is the sentences which have been included inside the quotes. Inside the quotes are going to be called as strings. So the Python allows double quotes or single quotes, as I told you earlier. So if you are writing any of the words inside the quotes, then these words are going to be considered as an strings. So this is a second rule. So the third one is like, it is going to allow you to perform a slicing operation. So slicing means you will be having some bigger fruit. So that fruit will be cutted into an small pieces. So that is called as a slice. So if you are having bigger sentences, you can just divide by using a slice operator by using square brackets. So this is mandatory. You need to use only a square brackets. So in the square brackets you will be having two functions. In a square bracket you can access only a single string, or you can just have a collection of strings by using this index operator. So let me say what is this index operator. So as I told you earlier, you can perform a string operation using a square brackets. Okay, what does this indexing actually means? That you can just decide a starting position and ending position of a string what you are going to perform a slice operation. Okay, let me just give an example here of hello world. So HELLO space WORLD. So this is a string and this is a syntax for declaring a string. Left hand side is a variable name, right hand side is a string, and you need to include inside a quotes. It can be single quotes or it can be a double quotes. So before going to an accessing the strings, one thing you need to understand, all the accessing is going to happen from 0. So this number you can just count here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So space value is a fifth position. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So as I told you earlier, it is going to start from 0. So the accessing is going to be starting from 0, and this is a memory locations. So even space is going to be just counted. So the another feature in this Python is like it is going to allow the two functions, that is astig and addition. So astig means, so you can just type or print this statements n number of times. If you are giving into 2, this statement is going to be printed by 2 times. If it is 3, this statement is going to be printed by 3 times without having any space. So addition means it is an concatenation. So you can add 2 sentences and you are going to store into a single variable. You can just see that by a step by step. I will just take some of examples here. So first I will just give an slicing operation to give the very first element s of 0. So s of 0 means the answer will be printed as h. Okay, so I am going for a next equation, taking s of 2:5. So the starting value is 2. So this is where the index operation coming into picture. Starting value, ending value you need to access, of which you are accessing s. So s is going to hold a string. From where to where you are accessing? 2 to 5. So 2, the value is e. So the 2 value is L. Third value is L. And the fourth value is O, and you are accessing till fifth value, and you are going to display a space here, but that space is not going to be displayed for an user as it is invisible. So this is for slicing operation 2 to 5. So you can access here the tooth location is I. So the third position is L, and the fourth position is O, and it is going to display the fifth position also, then that is a space. So that is 2 to 5. So the values ranging from 2 to 5, in that position what are all the characters you are having, that is going to be just printed if you are using print statement behind this. So you can leave this position as empty. If you are leaving this position as empty, starting from a second position, rest of the information will be displayed. I was talking about this asterisk symbol. So so if you need to use asterisk symbols, you can just go for a print S into 2. So it is going to print the hello world 2 times. So if you are going to use a print command with a string and you are using a addition operation, that is concatenation of adding the values, for this hello world, this test is going to be just added. So this is called as an concatenation. So it performs multiplication and concatenation with a string operation. So this is all a slicing operation, and this is multiplication, that is having asterisk symbol, and concatenation operation. Let me just see in an execution. A string as hello world, as I explained for you. So this is a hello world. I am just printing the string without having any slicing. Okay, the S is caps. Okay, now I am going to have a slicing operation. For slicing operation, you need to use square brackets. I am accessing the first element. And I am going to access the 2 to 5th element, the slicing operation, and next I am accessing the elements of S starting from second position to end of the string, and I am accessing multiplying the string by 2 times, and I am performing a concatenation operation here. So why I am explaining this one is like, so these are all the data types of a Python. So data types is like, so it is a version which have been available in order to store the data into an memory. So in order to store anything into an memory, you need a data types. So the first one is like numbers. So this is the first data type. Next one is string, and the next one is list. So the next one is tuple, and the last one is dictionary. So these are all the data types which have been available in an Python. So first thing, I have been started with the string. Numbers means you can just assign the values like this. That is one of a data type. So you can just execute this and see. So now I am going to enter a value for x. So after printing a John, first I am printing all the characters present in a string S, that is hello world, and the next one is like, next we are printing only the first character by using the slicing operation, that is 0. Next we are printing a third character to a fifth character, that is 2 to 5, that is LLO. So starting from the third character at the end of a string, this is what it is going to happen, that is S2 to end of a string. So the next one, we are having a multiples, we are just multiplying or making the string double. So hello world have been printed twice without having space. I have been told earlier, without having space it is going to be just printed. So here addition operation to the string. So hello world, for hello world, test is going to be added without having any of our spaces. So hello world test. So this is all about a first data type called string. So let me go for a second data type that is called as an list. So list is a commonly used data type in Python. So it is a commonly used data types. So it is going to be separated by an comma, and the data will be enclosed in a square brackets, and the datas will be separated by comma. You can use single quotes or you can use double quotes. Anything is feasible. In order to separate between two values, you need to provide comma. For providing a separation, comma, and the data should be enclosed inside the brackets. So this is the second rule. So the third rule is like the elements can be anything, like character, number, floating point, anything it can hold. It is not having any restriction. So again the indexing starts from 0. Here also the indexing starts from 0. In string also it will start from 0. So the here also the indexing is going to be starting from a 0. So let me just have one of a simple program to say how to declare a variable using a list. Okay, this is again we are having left hand side and then right hand side. As we have been seen the rules, at the right hand side you need to have square brackets and data should be separated with comma. So let me consider the variable name as L, and I am taking a combination of values like this. First one is character, then number, and you can have sentences as well like this. So now you can print the whole list. So here you are going to print the whole text present in list. So here you are going to print the first element. So in order to access the element, again you need to use square brackets. So first element is accessed. So the next one is you are going to access the second element. So this is all about how to access the variables which are being present in a list. So you can also update the values. Update means, see, at the very first position A is there in this respective operation, removing the A and adding the newer value. So that is called as an updation. So you can update the list. So list is going to be accessed first. So first you are going to access the first element that have been present at a 0th position, and you are giving a new value for it. So the steps here is access first, later update it. So first you are accessing, later you are updating it. So now you can print the same string, but the value will be changed for it. So let us see whether it is going to operate or not. So first we are going to enter a value for x, then it will be providing a string. So this have been just seen in the last execution. So now list have been executed here. So the full list is going to be executed by executing the line 31st. At the 32nd line we are executing the very first element of a list. So So the first element of a list is A, it has been executed. The second element is 1 that have been executed here. Now I have been updated the list. What I have been done is, first I have been accessed the first element and I have been updated with a newer value called C, and you can see here in the place of A it has been updated with a C. So after updation I have been printed the same list L. So this is all about how to access the list, how to update the list. You can delete the list as well. Delete means you can, same procedure, access the element first and later delete it. You can just see the procedure for it. The keyword is del, delete first element. So after executing this one should be deleted, or if you are getting confused I can give it as 0. So in the 0th position A is there. After executing this delete option, you need that position of A should be deleted and the list should be having only one DA. Okay, you can just print this. Let me see whether it will be deleted or not. So we are going to give some value. Okay, now you can just see the list have been fully displayed. First element is displayed A, second element is displayed 1. So the updated list have been displayed with the position of A have been replaced with C. Now we have been deleted the first element. So the first element is C that has been deleted and we have been displaying only 1 and BA. So this is all about lists. So next I am going for another data type called tuples. So the only difference between the list and the tuples, let me just say here. Let me take a pen. Okay. So the tuples is same as a list, but it has been enclosed in between a small brackets. And again the data is being separated by comma. It is same, but the difference here is it has been using the small brackets, whereas in list to enclose the data we are using big brackets with a comma, but whereas in a tuple we are using small brackets with a comma to have a separation. So this is a one difference. And another big difference between a tuple and a list is like, so there is no updation in a tuple. You cannot update any of a value. In list we can update it. So in another word you can say that tuple is a read only list. You can say that it is read only list. So here updation is not available means it is like read only. So the tuple is an read only list data type. It is same as a list, but it is read only list. So that is called as an tuple. So here in tuple also you can perform asterisk operation and concatenation operation, what you have been just seen in a string. And for list also you can do it. So let me just declare some tuple and show for you. So what is the use of a tuple is like whenever you are using any of a non-changing values. So these tuples have been used during that scenarios. See, like RAM or ROM. ROM is something like a read-only memory. So during that time, if Python have been used for designing an OS, they were going to use these tuples. So as I told you earlier, in order to declare any of a tuples, you need, what is this, small brackets. Now I am assigning a value. So for numbers there is no need to give quotes. If you are using any of a sentences, you need to give quotes. After giving one sentence, you need to separate by giving a comma. So this is for declaring a tuple. So you can print it. So print the whole tuple. So that is what the tuple declaration which have been just seen here. So for tuple also you can just having some of sorts of a slicing operations. You can access the first element and you can display here. For accessing again, you need to use the square brackets itself. After executing this line, the first value, that is 1, need to be displayed. We can just see it. So 1 is going to be displayed. You can use accessing values as same as the string like this also. So indexing value is also holds good for tuple. So you can just see the string operation also here. So print tuple, you can add some of the values. So in order to concatenate two tuples, I am taking another tuple called T1. So T1 is equal to, inside the square brackets, I am having some numbers and some text. So now I am going to concatenate these two tuples using a concatenation operation. I am concatenating it. So you can just see the output here. So the first tuple is 1a bb. So the second tuple values is 1 2 3 4 4 5 m j k. So that have been added here. So this is like having a tuple operations. So we can perform multiplication, that is asterisk symbol, or you can have a concatenation operation. So the last data type is dictionary data type. So the dictionary data type is another form of data type used in an Python in order to have a sequence of arrays. So whatever you are declaring, that is going to be coming into picture of an arrays. So for creating a dictionary, you need to make use of flower brackets, and for separating you need to make use of a comma. So for creating you need to make use of flower brackets, and for separating you need to make use of a commas. So for string you need to make use, for list you need to make use of a big brackets. For an tuple you need to make use of a small brackets. For dictionary you need to make use of a flower brackets. For separation, comma is common for all the three data types. So for accessing any of element, again we are going to make use of a big brackets. So let me just give a dictionary here. So again we will be having left hand side and a right hand side. So for declaring, I am taking an empty dictionary here and I am accessing the dictionary's second value. So now the dictionary is empty. So I am writing a command. So dictionary is empty. I am taking a second element and I am giving the value. This is second. So I am accessing the first one and I can say it as it is 1. So this is dictionary. So empty dictionary, it has been having created with a small flower brackets, and I have been updated values for it. Or you can just go for another numerous of a dictionaries like this. So here comes a machine learning where you are going to make use of this dictionary in many type of an applications. So whenever you are going to make use of a string, the quotes are essential. So here these are all the keys. Keys means to give some of our dominant values or features to the respective words what they are going to do with. So the name is John, so his code can be some values. Code is some 625 or something like this. So his working department can be like manufacturing. So here these are all the common values which have been used to create a dictionary. Like this you can create n number of dictionaries. In that n number of dictionaries, these values, these key values will remain same. Name, code and department remain same. The values will be keep on changing. So you can just print this dictionaries. So print dish 1. So this is first one what we have been, so this need to be printed after executing this one, this statement, that is print dic 1. So print dictionary 2. After executing this is second need to be displayed. So after having this, if I am printing d1, it need to be print all this name, John, code and all. So if you are happy with accessing only keys, what are the key values of the dictionary, you can get only the values of a dictionary. If these two statements are getting confused for you, is like you can just skip these two execution. What this is going to give is like what is the information of that respective dictionary, what you are going to just do with. So this is for creating an dictionary, empty dictionary. For creating any of a dictionary you need to use flower brackets. The data should be separated with commas. So here you have been created an empty dictionary, you have been provided some of the values for first element, second element, and d1 is going to have another dictionary with some numerous values. Okay, this minus. Okay, you can just see here I have been printed the first element, that is dictionary's first element, that is it is 1, then it is, this is second 2. So first element is going to be printed, second element is going to be printed. In d1 it is having a whole information, it is going to be printed here. So again we have been used only keys and values here. So here keys is name, code and department. So this is like a key value for specifying any of a person's information, and it is common to all. What is the values present for those keys is going to be displayed here. So John 645 and manufacturing. You can create this type of a dictionaries like n number, and you can make it as a data set and you can give for a machine learning. So this is a dictionary is a very important thing for having any sorts of a machine learning application. So these are all the different data types which have been available in an Python, that is number, string, list, tuples and a dictionary. So number is as usual assigning a sum of values to it. So list is like if you need to declare it, square brackets need to be used and it need to be separated by an comma. If it is an tuple, you need to use a small brackets, and separation, for separation you need to use comma. If you are going to use a data type called dictionary, you need to make use of a flower brackets. For separation you should make use of a comma. So this is all about the data types and how to assign a values, how to declare a variable and assign a values for it, and what is print statement. You have been just discussed in this overall videos. So this is a summary of this video. I hope you are getting the things. If you are having any doubts, you can post in an comment section, that is like Google Classroom. Thank you.